Awesome, shall we? You don't want to do some mobility here? Want to start on the ground today or what?
We can start on the ground. Double leg takedown, you said?
Yes, with some mobility.
Let's start on the ground. Let's start rocking. Hopefully we all have a little bit of padding behind our backs. Rocking forward. Turning a little bit as you sit up. Turn the other way. Push off your feet and do a slight turn. Turning. Great. Perfect. And then as you now rock your legs forward, extend your legs forward. Yep. And then push your knees up to the sky. And when I push my knees up to the sky, I a little bit roll onto my neck without hurting myself. Legs straight. Join us, guys. Everyone's joining us. Come on. Shh. Unless you're injured, and then you're watching. Shh. And now maybe roll over your shoulder and just touch your foot on the ground, and then roll back and straight. And then touch your foot over your other shoulder. Alternating shoulders every time. Great, and now from here, throw your legs off to your right. Yeah. And throw your legs off to your left. Shh. Pushing off your hands a little bit. My hands catch me, and then my hand throws me. It catches me, yeah, and then it throws me. Beautiful. Okay, now let's all go on our knees. And then go to the left like this, go to the right, left, right, left, right. And now push off your hands and lift your knees a little bit and get that extension for your ankles. Yeah. Good. And now tuck your toes in and sit on your toes right here. Maybe 20 seconds, 30 seconds. How do you feel? Good still? I still feel good. I'm like 60%.
I'm 60, 70% there.
I'm 70% to like discomfort, like pain. How do you guys feel? This means you feel really good. This means you're like halfway there. You're about to tap out. Where are you guys?
This means you need to do this way more often.
This means you're about to tap out. You're tapping. It's hurting. You can stop it. You're about to tap out is what it means. Stop at any moment means you're done if you just stop. But how close are you? I would say I'm like here. I'm halfway, so 50%. Now it just jumped. Isn't it interesting how it just jumps?
No, I'm tapping.
Now I'm 70%
If this was jiu-jitsu, I'd be tapping right now. Just what I feel. Oh, that's a good one.
I added a few more seconds. It's gone longer than I said. I said 20 seconds. So now I'm like 75, 80% to being done. Okay. It's good to always go, right? A little bit into that discomfort. Don't stop when you feel a little bit. Like even when I jump in the cold ocean here, I stay in the water until the water's not that cold anymore.
That's when you know you arrived, yes.
Yeah, so I do like, after like 6 minutes, I can stay for 15 minutes, so then I just get out.
But the first 30 seconds sucks.
The first 2 minutes, 3 minutes sometimes.
Okay, let's do some base get-ups, you guys. Everyone fold your legs to one side, warm up our shoulders a little bit. Ankle tuck, ankle like this. One leg up, one leg tucked. Both hands down on the same side of the flat leg and jump back and base. Look, and open your stance on the way up. Strong stance, and then jump back in. Shh. Nice. You can use one hand or you can use two. If you want easier jump up, two will help. Go. Two. Back up, back down. And swing back in. Nice. Jump up. Look, when I go down, I put my hands down. Watch, and then I throw my legs. Boom. Go. Up we go. Come on. 4. Last one on this side. 5. Other side. Hands down. Swing both legs in. Hands down. Jumping up. Go. 1. Back down. 2. Here we go. 3. 4. And up, all the way up, 5. Okay, friends. So today, lesson 23, double leg takedown, and then double underhook guard pass. Fun class. For the double leg takedown, let's give a little context here for those who have not learned it. It's when you have a subject here who's moving towards you, and we split double leg takedown into two classes, aggressive and conservative. Today's a conservative opponent. So someone is stalking you, they're moving towards you, but they aren't outright trying to rip your head off, which would make life easier for you if they were, but they're not. They're stalking you more conservatively. So Hito's moving towards me, I'm keeping my distance. Eventually on one of his steps, go, I'll jab and I'll change levels, and then I'll drive him down. Once we land, look at my weight, I drive on him, I'm gonna pin his leg down. On my toes, I'm gonna walk around. Boom. And then I land right here. Underhook or cross face. Underhook his opposite arm. Chest tight, wide base. Okay, so that's the double leg takedown. And to just learn the basic mechanics, what I wanna do is have you guys face the camera with your fighting stance. My right leg is back, because this is how I stand. If you switch and stand with the left, that's fine as well. So whatever's comfortable for you. But here's what we want to do, you guys. Here's the key skill here, is we want to change levels, we want to drop down as we take a small step. Boom. Do this for a second, just this little micro. Small step, and then I want you to roll forward and put your knee on the ground. Go. Everyone, get right to your knee there, right to your knee. And then step up with this foot here on the outside. Perfect. And then stand back up with that foot forward, and then reset. Let's go again. Slow. Change level. Look. Little step, slide to your knee, step to the other foot, yes, and then stand up, boom. Back up again, let's go. Hands up, make sure you're backing up, staying back so you have space to shoot. So the key here is gonna be change level. My head goes down as my foot goes forward. Look, I squat and I step at the same time. 1, and then I roll to my front knee. 2, when you roll to that knee, stay right here. I want your hip extended, I don't want you here. I want you up, hip forward, chest up, yes. And then step up with your outside foot. Great, and then stand up and we're out of there. Let's do it again. Nice. So in normal speed, here's what it'll look like. We're gonna be here, we're gonna change levels with a little baby step, and then watch, as I roll, I step up and I get up, go. Nice. Nice. Good, Abigail, that was great. So reset it here, nice. Good, Fabrice, and come on up. Step with your other foot and stand up. There you go, everyone back up. We'll go together, everyone together, and level change, and go. 1, 2, 3, and get up. Nice. If you're on hardwood floor, this one's gonna suck a little bit. Luckily in real life, you only have to do it once, so your knee's gonna hit, and that's gonna be it. One more time. Bend your knees, and step, go. Boom, and come up. Nice, good, excellent. All right, so now let's switch stance, just for drill purposes, because we have the ability to. Switch your stance, do the same thing on the other side, just for drill. Change level, little baby step, look, boom. Do a couple steps here, look. Hips down, little touch with your foot, little half step, boom, boom. And now from there, roll forward, let your knee touch the ground, and then step up with the other foot. Excellent, beautiful, and stand up. Good. Reset, here we go, little step, 1, 2, 3, and go. And come on up. Yes, make sure that front knee goes first, Holger. So we're here, I step, I roll that front knee, and then I make my dragging, yes, and then step up with the other foot. Thank you, and get up. Excellent, beautiful. All right, so now watch this, I'm gonna do it sideways for you guys, check it out. I change level, I shoot in, boom. But in real life, his legs are gonna be right here. I'm gonna grab these legs. And for drill purpose, in real life, we propel right through those legs. But for drill, what I'm gonna have you guys do is this, hold the legs, immediately lower your shoulder to the ground, and then sprawl both legs up. So I'm here, everyone on your knee, one knee down, one leg up. Like this, everyone still like this, knee down, other leg behind you.
Right leg up, left knee down.
Right leg up, left knee down for now. If that's the side you feel comfortable on. Here's the deal. I'm gonna drop my shoulder, bend down, put my shoulder right in their abdomen, holding both legs. So I lower my shoulder and then I shoot my legs back, go. Leg, hips up, knees off the ground. And now walk to your front side where you're looking, walk around 90 degrees and then drop your hips, boom. And then from here, we're gonna go under their neck and under their back arm. And we're gonna lock our hands right there, boom. Wide base, got them. Okay, and then from here we're in side control, reset. Watch your base on the way up, look. Base, base, yes, thank you, very nice, Josh. Everyone here, reset. I'm giving you the side angle right here, get ready. We're gonna change level and 1, shoot. 2, stay right here, stay right here. Yeah, leg back, knee up, hips forward, head up. Grab those legs, now watch, lower the shoulder to the ground.
Right knee down,
boom,
Paul.
and then sprawl, shoulder down, sprawl up.
There you go.
Great,
run around
good job.
To your left, Paul, run
good,
to your
Bert.
left.
Now walk around to the side. Boom, and then underhook cross face, you got it. Reset. Awesome, back up. So now, look, let's add a few steps back. So everybody move forward, please, move forward. And we're gonna step back. Everyone step with your back leg. Look, hands up, back, back, back. You're keeping distance, you're keeping distance. Now, when he comes towards you, we're gonna change levels. 1, everyone shoot, boom. Grab those legs on the way in, beautiful. Leave your back leg up, front knee should be on the ground, hips forward. Nice, great, Joe. Now from there, everybody lower the shoulder and sprawl up. Let that shoulder down and sprawl up on your toes. Let me see that all your weight should be on their stomach right now. Now walk to your front side, 90 degrees, underhook, cross face, sprawl, open your legs, open your base. Excellent.
The cross face or the underhook, which one comes first, if any, or both simultaneously?
Boom, so your pressure, you walk around. Good question, let's try.
The underhook.
Watch, I'll do it from this side, you guys, check it out. So we're here. Now one more thing we're gonna add to this that we didn't do before. As I'm backing up and Hidon is stalking me, I'm gonna throw a jab just prior to my entry to distract him so that I can get his legs easier. So he moves towards me, it's 1, look, 2, look, and then I go, 3, and then I step right here, boom. Once I land, look, I'm still standing, I reach for those legs, I drive to my knee. My shoulder lands. Look, all the weight's on his body, tripod, walk around, land right here. Boom, boom. Hug the neck, under the arm, open my base wide and stay close. Okay? So everyone get ready. Hands up. Well, first we're gonna go back. When I say back, we go back. When I say jab and go, we go. Everyone back. 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 Here comes the next step. Now as you take your step forward to penetrate, jab for the face, 1, and change levels. And now grab those legs, knee, hip, and head. Shoulder down, sprawl. Woo, beautiful. Walk those hips. Hug the neck, underhook the arm, lock up, wide base, head low. Head right here. Open your base, open your legs, look. Wide stance, foot on the ground, hip down on the back side, foot up on the front side. Boom.
Good position, Brian, good leg.
Reset, let's go. Hands up. Hands up, we're backing up together. Let's go together, guys. Back, go. Back, go. Back, go. Here comes the jab and the shot. Change level. Shoot, grab the legs. Beautiful shot. Good, Aki. Shoulder down. Sprawl. Nice. Sprawl, sprawl. Shoulder heavy. You should be on your shoulder. Now walk to the front. Underhook, cross face.
Good movement, Pablo. Good getting to the side.
Sprawl, stay low. Beautiful. Last one. All together now. This time, let's not just move in a line. Let's back up. Let's move in a circle. Everybody circle the room a little bit. Keep your stance wide. Don't cross your feet. Hands up. Movement, movement. When I say jab, you shoot, okay? Movement, movement. A little bit of footwork. Circle, circle, circle. Face and jab. Go. Grab. Shoulder. Sprawl. Circle. Hug the neck. Underhook. Head down. Ooh, that was good.
Right knee off the ground.
Nice, you guys. Right knee up, left hip down. If you assuming you pass to that side.
Right knee off the ground if that's the side you're facing, yes.
Yep, whichever side you're facing, that knee should be up. Great, guys. Excellent job. All right, so now here's the challenge. We take someone down, and sometimes in the process, right, let's say I took Hidon down, right, we land here. I blast him, boom, we land here. I'm inside his guard. Now, if he puts his feet on the ground, tries to sit up, try to get up, I can pin his knee and walk around and get to right here very easily. But if as I take him down, boom, he crosses his legs, you can't just do that. So today's class is dedicated to the process of getting past these legs. When someone crosses their legs around your body, how can we pass the legs? And there's many ways to do that. Passing the guard, double underhook guard pass is one of the most basic and easiest to use against someone heavier and stronger. But to begin, we want to start with this. This is very important. Start with an idea of a modified side mount position. This is where we're going to land. So I'm going to start with cross face underhook. I'm on Hidon's right side, so my left hand is under his neck, my right hand is under his arm, my hands are clasped together. This is solid, okay? At this point, anytime his hand comes in front of my face, look, 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 I switch, elbow over the head, I roll my hips, hand behind the hip. This is modified side mount. Why do I do that? Because now I'm not facing his blade, so it's much less compromising for me. Okay, I'm here. Now, if he hugs my neck, this doesn't feel as good because now I'm facing the choke or a potential bicep in my throat. So now I switch back to the underhook, I switch my hips, my leg goes up here, and then I come and hug his neck. So do you guys see what's happening? Wherever Hidon's arm is, I want to be facing the opposite direction. If his arm is south, I'm facing north. Look, his arm is on the south side of my head. When his arm comes to the north side via frame, I don't want to face a frame. It hurts my throat. So right away, watch what I do. I roll, I trap his head, my hips just rotate a little bit, and now I do a big backstroke, so that my hand goes right by his hip on the ground, wedging his hip. And now my leg is here, this foot is kind of posted, my hips are down, and we're good to go right here, boom. And he hugs my neck, watch. When he hugs my neck, I do the switch. Hand, watch my hips, watch my hips. Now this foot is posted, hips, and then I hug his neck. I come around and I go back to here. So it's just this drill, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's what I want to see right now. With no partner, let's go. Everybody sprawl out with your right hand under their armpit, with your left hand under the imaginary head, and lock your hands, left leg posted up. So right now the presumption is we're facing north, with the posted foot and the head facing north. Okay, we're here, solid. At this point, their indicator, everyone right elbow on the ground, right hip on the ground, left knee up, left foot posted, great. Yeah, good, good, good. If you have a pillow, hug it. If you have a dummy, great. If you don't, no problem. Look, as they start to frame my neck, ow, 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 watch what I do. Left elbow, swallow the head. 1, as you drop that left hip, go. Switch your hip, elbow over the head and switch that hip. Now take your right hand, do a big backstroke, hand on the ground, and now sprawl your legs out on this side, great. Now they take their arm and they go to the other side of your head, which is from here, they go to here. When that happens, my arm comes over their body, watch my hips again, switch, and then I come and hug his neck. Nice, yes, great, Bert. Wide base, Bert, drop that right pelvis. Yes, there you go, champ. Look, here comes the frame, frame, everyone get ready. Left elbow, swallow and turn, and then backstroke. Now they hug your neck, get ready. Cross over and turn, and backstroke. Beautiful, that's it, you guys. Your hips, the coordination, very nice, Jack. The coordination between hip turning and hand switching is the key. So as he starts to frame, and I want to bring this elbow over, the key is how this hip drops at the same time as this elbow, look. Boom, and then I backstroke here. Go guys, do that. And get ready, here comes the neck hug. Right away, hand reach, so hip turn. Boom.
You guys, let's not make sure that we're not sitting through.
Yeah, look at my legs. My legs don't do this.
And the way that we can check that is that if I stand right here in between his legs, go ahead, he doesn't even touch me. It's common that sometimes we want to slide our leg through like that. That's not what we're doing right now.
Not for this particular drill. There are others where you do that, other classes where you sit through, but that's for guard prevention of the leg shrimp escape. Right now, we're only dealing with this upper frame. So from here, all I want to see is your legs don't switch, your hips. Let me do it this angle so you guys can see my legs for real. Imagine you were standing right here, watch my legs. So I'm in standard side control. When I go over the head, watch my legs. They don't switch, they just roll. And then my other foot pose, then my other hand goes over. Watch. Boom, I don't switch them, I'm just rolling it. Everyone do this. Elbow, hips, hand. Elbow, hips, hand. Just keep going. Elbow, hips, hand. Roll that pelvis. Just get that feeling of the hand going, and then followed by the backstroke. Excellent, you guys.
Better.
Great. Now you guys got it. Exactly. Your hips roll, but they don't switch.
Good hugger. Good
Welcome
catch.
back, you guys. Welcome back. What's up, Mark Lazar?
Good.
Hey. All right, you guys. Let's do this. Harsha's here. Joe, Linda, Lai. Good morning, Linda. Okay, come on. Now let's get to the actual double underhook guard pass. So Hidon is in my guard. Okay, we're gonna do it first with the legs uncrossed. We'll do it with the legs uncrossed. And this is what it looks like. So Hidon's here, he's low, and when it's time for him to pass my guard, he may try to push my leg down, and that may be effective if my legs are asleep. But if this person's tense at all, watch what he'll do instead. Look, he'll come under the legs, dip, use me, tripod up, look. And then from this tripod, he walks in a circular fashion, he melts his hips, and look what he does. His elbow lands where? Modified side mount. Why does it land here? Because chances are my arm is gonna be on this side of his head, because that's where they were to begin with, so Hidon's already landing in the preemptive position. If this hand transitions, so does his hand and his hips, the way you guys just learned. So there it is. And you shouldn't be switching back and forth 50 times. This doesn't happen like 1, 2, and then go back. And then go back. It doesn't happen that much, because once it happens once, don't let me in. Look, his head is so tight now that I can't get my hand in front of his head, and if I try, my arm is exposed for potential arm lock right there. Okay, so it's not we drilled it a bunch, but it's not gonna happen like that. Let's go back to the guard. One more time, Hidon will explain kind of the nature of his stack, and then we can do it solo. Check it out. Legs are uncrossed for this first slice.
Okay, so double underhooks, both my arms together. I tuck my elbows in, and I hug his thighs right here. Now I lift this, and I also dip my shoulder. I want to load his leg onto my shoulder. From here, I'm going to anchor his shoulder as I hold the thigh. And then I put my weight on top of my partner. Now, with my legs out wide and my knees bent, I hop around to the side as my hips go forward.
This is the move, you guys. Watch the hips.
My hips go forward, my head lifts up, allowing his leg to clear.
And then look where his elbow drops, my friends. Elbow on the opposite side, far side of my neck, so he lands in that modified side mount. Look at my arm, until I do this. And now he'll switch and achieve that underhook. So doing this one solo,
This is if you move around, this angle. As you move around, you drop to your knees, you will lose the pressure and the connection to the person, which allows them to put you back in the guard. So as Henner mentioned, the idea of melting the hips and lifting the head up is the key detail for a smooth side mount landing.
And just real quick, as you noticed when Hito did it with me, he was able to hold my shoulder and my thigh. Since there will be no partner, we're not gonna hold the shoulder or thigh, we're gonna use a hand and a hand. Both of our hands will be on the ground, kind of in the places where they would otherwise be reaching. Hand there and hand there, it'll be here and here. And then he's gonna drive up. But do the elbow tuck, do the whole thing.
Starting, I'm in the guard, let's have our hands on the biceps.
Everyone on your knees, get ready, we're gonna follow us on this one.
And now this person's legs are uncrossed, so I sit up a little bit. I tuck both my elbows in, I go around and I hug the thighs. Now, holding on to this thigh, I lift it a little bit, but I also kind of drop my own shoulder. I load it on my shoulder, anchoring their shoulder, which will be my palm on the ground, and hugging their thigh, palm on the ground. From here, I push forward. I kind of load my toes, I drive forward, and I widen my legs.
Get up in that push-up, you guys, you know what to do.
Don't stand like this. Keep your legs back so you have weight on the person. And now, from here, keeping my head over my front hand, I hop around to the side as my hips drop forward.
Look up and melt. Yes, yes, beautiful. Good, Josh.
So the side that we moved to is the side where we loaded the leg onto the shoulder. Once again, from your knees, put your hands kind of out as if you're blocking someone's punches, you're blocking their arms. And then we're gonna sit up, both elbows tucked inside their thighs, hug the legs. Lift it and drop underneath a little bit. Anchor the cross shoulder, which means palm on the ground, almost right in front of me, a little bit at an angle. Other hand is on the ground, which hugs the thigh, and now push forward and almost create like a plank. And from here, keeping my weight on my hands and my toes, I hop your legs around. As my hips drop forward, my head lifts up, and I melt onto the ground. Throw your left elbow over the head, and then the right hand does the back stroke, and we land in the modified side mount. And now from here, imagine that they let go of the frame on your neck. They brought their arm around. Arm back over the body, right arm over the body. Switch the hips, and then the other hand goes under the neck. Again, kneeling please.
Looking sharp, let's see it guys. Here we go, I'm checking you out.
Hands on the biceps. The legs are open, I sit up, double underhooks. Hug the thighs.
Good, Justin.
Lift it a little bit, and then drop your shoulder underneath.
Nice, beautiful.
Yes.
Reach up with that hand far across the shoulder.
And the right hand on the ground. So the left hand is reaching across, anchoring the shoulder. Good, now we get up on our tiptoes. Boom.
Nice, Ben. Good, Emma. Perfect.
Hop around to the side. Hips melt forward,
Extend your pelvis. Up. Extend your pelvis and look up. Let the leg fly.
Left elbow over the head. Yep, and then modified side mount.
Unless they stay there, stay there, stay there. Unless once you're there, they come and they hug your neck now. Watch what he does. You guys all know what to do.
Arm over the body, switch the hips, left arm under the neck.
Nice. Good, Emma. Perfect, Joe. Excellent, Kuchia. You got it. Diana, sharp. Okay, they're ready. Let's go close guard on it.
Yes. So now from here, this person is now crossing their legs.
So you can't just
put your arms inside. And sometimes if I'm low and he uncrosses in an attempt to get away, that's my window to go. But now he's not uncrossing, he's crossing his feet. Maybe he's even hugging my neck a little bit. So I want to use my frames, either my hand to kind of wedge his elbow and slip my head out, or my hand on my head to kind of frame my way out of there. Doesn't really matter, but a key detail is to be relaxed, and when you feel this person hold tight, 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 when they relax, we slip out. So it might take a few moments for that opportunity to arise. And now my hands are here, and from here, we can use strike, strike, and now double underhook.
Beautiful. It's very good because the reason why this is so effective at getting someone to open their legs is we teach this in lesson number 5. All of you will learn it, punch block series. When someone sits up in the guard, they make effective posture the way Hito's doing, and they threaten me with palm strikes or elbow strikes or punches. The only way, there's no effective way to defend. Stay postured. throw a strike. There's no effective way to stop these strikes right here because he can go at will. I can block my face, but they're gonna come through. So the only way to stop this is to push them away with your legs. That's actually the correct behavior when someone is punching you. So the technique we're teaching you capitalizes on the fact that you cannot stop someone from hitting you once posture is achieved. There's no reliable way except for, hey, get off me, and try to push away. But what you gotta be careful of is that when they uncross their legs, you have to make sure that they don't get their feet on your, you see, look at that, that was good. Show it on this side.
Now the person who uncrosses their legs from your strikes, they're not uncrossing with the same understanding that we have when we're on our back.
But it's just a good point to keep in mind this. If I uncross my foot to put his foot on his stomach and push him away, that would not be good. So he on his here postured, the minute he feels, look at that, I tried to place my foot here, watch what happened. As it came into here, he knocks it off with his elbow and still gets under. I love that. The other possibility, instead of bringing my feet inside, if my knees come in, he can't do the elbow inside because I've already occupied that space. But look at my feet. Do it again, that was good. So if you can't get your elbows in the middle, the feet are exposed. Look at that. So in one way or the other, you're gonna get under that leg, whether your hand does a backstroke or your elbows do an inside swipe, you're coming under to get to this same double thigh control, then you get to shelf the leg, boom, and then you go. Now what's really cool is that sometimes you're here, go ahead, you under, try to lift this leg up, and they resist. Heavy, watch what he does. Other side. That's the beauty of getting both legs. When one leg's heavy, you switch, because I cannot put 100% resistance on two legs. That's mathematically impossible. I can only put 50% on each leg, and if I do 50-50, he can take either one. If I do 100, he can't take this one, but he can take 0 on the other side. So the beauty of always switcheroo on the double underhook pass is a very important detail as well. Want to throw in the strikes with him now? And
let's put that all together. Strikes, and let's throw in the patience.
And the slipping the head.
And the slipping the head. So we are now with our hands kind of blocking the person's biceps on their shoulders. We're low, and they're hugging your head. They're holding you very close. You feel the squeeze. You can't move an inch. So you chill because you're not in any imminent danger. And then what do? They relax a little bit. As they relax, you use your hand, you push their arm, and you slip your head out in posture. Great. Now my hands are on the person's body, and I'm here for a moment. And then I sit up, I lift my right arm up, or whatever arm you feel strong with. Lift an arm up, and then I throw an elbow strike. Boom, to the body. The elbow strike might be enough. They open their legs. Double underhooks. Hug the thighs. Shelf that shoulder. Anchor, palm down, hand and thigh, tiptoes, walk around.
Good, Jack, coming
melt
around.
The hips.
Melt and look up while you melt. Heavy. Great, good,
Modified
Dante.
Side mount.
Hips and head up, Dante. Melt those hips, good.
Modified, and then switch to standard side mount. Right arm over the body, switch to hips, left arm hug the neck.
Great, Yvette. Perfect transition there, Xavier. Looking good. Reset it, you guys, in the guard. Reset it in the guard.
From the guard.
Dave, Bruce, looking sharp. Leroy.
Blocking someone's biceps. Our head is low. They're squeezing very tight. Again, when they calm down, when you feel a window, wedge the tricep, slip your head out.
Big posture.
Hands on the stomach.
Nice, let's see it, Uke. Looking sharp, champ, beautiful. Sit back on your heels and your hands. Show them how not to do this in the posture.
If you sit up like this, then you're very off balance, right? Your center of gravity is too center. If you're here, I'm too neutral. But if I sit back a little bit and I look up and I posture, I'm much stronger. So now from here, most people, believe it or not, won't require you striking them 2-3 times to open their legs. Because that huge amount of space exists, the fear of what can happen alone will get people to uncross their legs. But now they're not uncrossing their feet. So you sit up and you elbow strike here, elbow strike here. Now the legs open. Double underhooks. Load the shoulder, load the leg onto the shoulder, grab and grab, hand in hand, tiptoes. Hop around.
Nice, good, Tim.
Forward, left elbow over the head, right hand backstroke by the hip. Good, bent knee, Adam, great. Now everybody bring the right arm over the body.
Good, Marcus.
Switch the hips, left arm hug the neck.
Nice, Diana, good, Joe,
And
good,
pump.
Marcus.
Now we're in side mount.
Tim, looking sharp. Very good, you guys.
Let's do both sides now, let's do the other side. So we're here in the guard, we're blocking the biceps, we slip our head out, we posture, hands on the stomach, and now you throw the strike, boom, their legs open, you go double underhooks. And you go to lift up the leg to load it onto the shoulder, but it's so heavy you can't. And because that one's heavy, the other one is light, you lift it, and you dip the other shoulder. Right hand is across on the ground now. Left hand is right next to you on the ground. Get up on your tiptoes. Yep, walk your legs around to the right side, and as my hips melt forward, my head lifts up. Beautiful, my right arm's already over the head.
And now I landed here in the modified side mount. Again, they bring the arm around your head, arm over the body, switch the hips, arm back, cross face, side control, maybe knee off the ground. Again. One more time.
Beautiful, guys.
On the switch. It's a great switch. Hands are blocking, head is low, slip your head out, posture. Now, if you have two hands, because I like to strike, I'm a right-handed striker if I have a choice, I put my hands on their body like this. Because if I do this, I remove this hand, and this arm right here is not as effective in keeping me from getting pulled forward. So whatever arm you want to strike with, whatever arm you want to strike with, keep it closer to you. So here are my two hands. So when I remove this hand, that one can stay and helps me keep my posture, and now I go, boom, strike, strike, double underhooks. Go ahead, we got double underhooks. But now we're unable to pick up the leg, too heavy. Right as you and even when you let their heavy leg win that battle, this one will almost lift by itself. You do a little lift, little dip. Hand on the cross shoulder. Right hand goes down across now. Left hand on the ground, legs back. Sprawl your weight forward. Hop around, hop around, hop around. Hips forward, head up, melt the weight.
Nice, Bert.
Arm over the head.
Great, Eloisa, perfect.
And then the left hand is back. Now they brought the arm around your head. Arm over the body. Switch the hips.
Nice.
Right arm, hug the neck.
Good, Mike. Mahoney, Greg, looking sharp. Calvin, awesome, Calvin. Daniel, looking great, you guys.
Let's put it all together, double leg takedown.
I'd say you go up all the way, yeah. Distance, moving in the room, you guys. Everyone stand up, let's get some distance here. Let's do it all together.
Okay, so we're gonna do a double leg takedown, but this person will cross their legs, forcing us to be patient, and then to strike, and then pass to the side mount using the double underhook guard pass. Knees bent, hands up. Yep, moving forward, moving side to side, bending your knees, hands open, palms up, like you don't want any problems. I apologize for the disruption. I didn't mean to do that. And then from here, this person now is stepping. As they're coming towards you, they're stepping in. On one of their steps, you're gonna step forward, lower as you step, drive, grab, controlling their legs, take them down. Boom, you took them down. And then they cross their feet around your back, so you drop to both your knees. Drop to both your knees. Block their biceps immediately, both hands on their arms. And now they're holding tight, you can't move, you wait a second, and when you feel it's good, you wedge and slip your head out, your posture. Hands on their stomach. So we're sitting up tall, their feet are crossed behind us, but we're in no major hurry because we know we're so aware they can't do too much to us. And then we say, okay, it's time to make them let go of their legs. So we bring our arm back, we elbow strike. Boom, once their legs uncross, we immediately go double underhooks. As we attempt to lift their leg, it's too heavy. But we notice that the other leg is light, we know that. So as it's too heavy and we fail, we lower it and we lift the other leg and load the leg onto the shoulder. Anchor their shoulder, holding their thigh, hands down, we hop around to the right side, melt the hips forward. Right elbow over the head, modified side mount, backstroke with the hand, blocking the hip. Oh look, they move their arm. Arm over the body, switch the hips, hug the neck with the right arm. Standard side mount to finish. Head low so they can't reframe us again. Amazing. I love seeing everybody's heads drop together.
Yeah.
Because we are looking at the camera or the TV, but head up to see, but in the reality, head low is a key detail. One more time from standing, pop up in base.
A little quicker, you guys. You guys ready for this or what? He don't gonna push you a little? Push him a little.
Little faster. Moving around, knees bent, hands up, moving front to back. This person now, they're stalking us. They step in towards us. I use their step, I go forward, I lower, grab, I drive them to the ground. We land, they cross their feet, block their biceps. Push the arms, slip your head out, posture, hands on the stomach. Sit up, elbow strike to the body. Boom. The legs open, double underhook guard pass. Yep, on the original side, pick it up, lower it, it works. Anchor the shoulder, hand on the thigh, hop around to the left, melt the hips forward, elbow over the head, backstroke with the right hand, modified side mount, and then switch, arm over the body, switch the hips, left arm, hug the neck. Very nice.
Awesome, you guys.
Sharp. Questions? Anybody have any questions? Questions for today's techniques? I want to show something. Just in terms of mindset, we talked about how you can strike to make the open the guards, and I mentioned very briefly that most people won't require you to strike. So remember, this person on the bottom, they can't do much. And this happens even as with blue belts, all different level belts, brown belts, black belts. If Henner wants to submit me,
Yeah.
how is he gonna submit me without opening his guard? You see that? I have posture. Maybe he might pull me down. That's okay. And then when I feel I can, I posture again.
And it's especially okay because when Hito got broken down, he made sure his head was in my center line and his arms were inside my biceps. If his arms were on the outside, then I can go for a look. Triangles, Kimura, shoulder locks.
And if my head
Was
is
out of the
here,
center line, I can sit up, wrap a guillotine, boom, choke his neck. So head in the center, hands on the inside. That's the requirement in order to make sure that you're not submittable. And then the only thing better than that low posture here is when he sits up and now his hands are still in the center, on the inside we'll call it, and his head is still lined up in the center here as well, and he's back. You see, it's just a higher variation of the same. This is a very submission safe position to be in, and what Hito's pointing out is that he's right. I can't submit him right here. I can't break him down, let's just say. So naturally my guard's gonna open, and look at that.
and it's very common that the guard opens. It's only a matter of time. And also, a lot of people are so focused on being postured. Posture, 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 which I do agree that posture is beautiful and it's very effective in keeping us safe. But if I have to posture no matter what, right? Which we know that that's not possible, that there are people, especially as we transition into the world of jiu-jitsu, playing with jiu-jitsu, which some of you do, that if you try to pull me down and I have to stay postured forever, keep pulling me down. How do you feel now?
Yeah.
See, now I'm caught in the in-between. And the in-between is where things can get a little bit dangerous. So if I'm postured, I feel good. But as I feel I'm about to compromise my posture,
He kind of goes with it.
if I go down, how do you feel now?
Annoyed.
Worse than if I was in this in-between.
Yeah.
So just be aware that, as much as posture is important, there's a beauty in being comfortable up high and also very close, hands in the biceps, in the position that we put you in earlier.
Accept the posture break. When it's inevitable, go down and be part of it. It's right, and be comfortable down there. Any questions? Abigail.
Abigail here.
Abigail, talk to us. Where's Abigail?
Hello.
Hi.
So I've been told a couple different ways how to be in side mount. Somebody said to have my hip bone on their hip bone. Some were driving forward. What is side mount supposed to look like and feel like?
Side mount is supposed to look like many different things.
Yeah, and just to be clear, any instructor you've ever had, Abigail, who says to you, hey, Abigail, hip to hip, it has to be hip touching hip. What we often try to do when we're teaching beginners is give them these really reliable anchor points and ideas to stick by so that it just makes life easier for them. So when they're lost in the sea, hip to hip, right? But what you quickly learn, once you learn hip to hip and you become Gracie Combatives, Master Cycle, you advance in jiu-jitsu, you quickly learn that hip to hip is only hip to hip while hip is to hip. And then it's gone. 2 seconds later, the hip is not to hip anymore. My hip to hip is I might move it 2 inches this way, 2 inches that way, depending on the size of the opponent. So there is no fixed position. And what you need the question you should be asking is not, what does it perfect side mount look like? Is based on the indicator presented by my opponent, the threat of the opponent and the size and the nature of this circumstance. What is the most reliable position based on their momentary behavior? And when their behavior changes, what additional adaptation can I make to be equally effective in a modified position of control? That's what it boils down to. So today, we didn't say there's any one hold. What we said is if you're in this position generally and someone starts to frame your neck, you want to switch to this position generally so that you're off that blade in your throat. You see, so that was a general adaptation that we're making. But man, to say this elbow always has to be here, hip always has to be here, it would be a liability more than an asset for us to share that with you, because you may get to a point where that feels good one day and you try it again the next day on this different person and that exact same hold gets you rolled off by a big boy.
So someone can say hip to hip
Circumstantially.
if they give a disclaimer and say that, hey, hip to hip is just
Boom, 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 boom.
It's just because when you have sand in your eyes, right, and you're tired and you're in the middle of the adrenaline is pumping, that's what do you call it, like an anchor. It reminds me, it's a key word, it's just words.
Yes.
That remind me
It's
to
an
what
anchor.
can keep us safe.
Just an idea.
But there are many different places.
But just to be
that
clear,
I have
your
puppies-
coach is right. Hip to hip is correct. In many cases, it's right. Right, but let's show an example here, for example, and with the hip she's talking about, you guys, is this right hip. Hito's right hip right now, his right pelvis
is actually hitting my right hip hard. Like it's sharp, I can feel it right there. Okay, now this is great. And especially if I'm trying to go into him, Abigail, and bridge this way, which is more often the case, he can drive me down very powerfully. The problem is if I weighed 225 and I was solid muscle and he squeezed tighter, same exact hip heavier. Look, he's rollable here. You understand? There's one angle where that hip to hip. Now what would he do then? Go back, exact same grip. Let's rotate their hips so they can see our hips a little better. Look, you guys look at this hip right here, he don't. If all he does when I grab him like this is slide that hip to the ground, there's no more roll. His hip went off my hip and went to the ground. 3 inches of difference, and all of a sudden he was unrollable because of how much his center of gravity changed. Great question, thanks for that. Who's next? Mark. Lazar.
Hello. Just wondering, when you're walking on your toes, if you're going left, is your right leg going to be the one up, and then when you're going right, is it going to always be the opposite leg?
Great question. So from side mount he's talking about, I think?
So I think from double underhook guard pass, if I'm going left, both my legs are up. But when I land here, when you land the modified mount, it is like this.
That's where you're facing.
Because I'm facing here and I have my arms in position. And when I switch, it is here.
The north leg, yeah.
So yes, the default is when you pass the guard using the double underhook guard pass, you do land in modified side mount. So that would be the case. And you land in modified side mount because
of the likelihood of
this person has an understanding of the value of guard because they cross their feet to begin with. So when I land here and I get to the side, if this arm goes over right away,
I can recover guard quickly.
But if this hand that was hugging the thigh drops to here, put me in the guard.
Can't put him in the guard, my leg is blocked.
And if my leg is too far out like this, he can maybe step over and catch my leg there. So go back. So even hiding this foot, go ahead.
Yeah.
For the few people who are very flexible and committed to recovering guard. Holly.
Hi, I was wondering how long you can stay in that double underhook before moving on. Because sometimes when I've done it in the past, people will post on my forearm and kind of slip their hips underneath, especially when I'm driving forward. So how long would you recommend staying in that we can stay in that double under?
Good question.
Positioning?
Yeah, so when Hidon gets under, there are things, if we stay right here, I can dismantle this. What makes this undismantlable is the progress that Hidon makes with his body. Now I can't. You see, he's too much over me. This is very difficult now. But here, just by holding this, I would say you don't stay here at all. This is, if it felt slow today, it's because we're learning it, not because we recommend it. Because you're right, hold my leg, that's actually BBS1, master cycle technique, where you here, you extend your hip, you straighten this, you fold your leg completely in, and then you bring your other leg over, and then you make space, and you're back to open guard. So it's absolutely neutralizable. That's why the arms come in and it's immediate action after that. Thank you, Holly.
Are you at risk for a triangle when you underhook the legs?
Yes. If you only bring one hand under,
They said legs.
the answer is no. No triangle, because your arms are both under.
But if you brought one arm in, then yes, you're in potential triangle setup. And also when you go double under and you lower the shoulder, I believe, I don't suggest that you guys do this, but I personally hold this and I hold here because cross your feet right now, extend your legs and squeeze. See,
Little scissor.
It's not even like a move, but it's a move. So when I'm here, let go of that again, cross again, go ahead, cross your feet.
Yeah.
Cross your feet, cross your feet.
Yeah.
Can't cross your feet?
Scissor my legs,
scissor my neck.
It's weak.
You see that? So my hand right here is just in case, in a panic, they cross and they extend, my neck is protected. I pull down a little bit.
Great tip.
And my hand, it's very common that when we pass the guard like this, the top person puts the other hand on the ground. And they do that because they don't want to put weight on their partner in practice. So we also mentioned the importance of when you're the bottom person, being very active and being very strong, activated core to protect your back from the amount of weight that is placed on you in the double underhook guard pass. Next question.
Question about the head placement for the double leg. How do we avoid the guillotine attempt?
Great. So the question is, I'm standing double leg. If you're, listen, the reality is this, first of all, guillotine, double leg takedowns are guillotine invitations. There's a reason why, historically, wrestlers are just guillotineable. Because they'll just dive in with their head first and it's wrappable. So there are things you can do to try to mitigate that risk, but your neck will get wrapped if you shoot consistent double legs on someone who knows how to do a guillotine. What matters is that if you take someone down, let's turn this way actually. So he's here, he throws, he attacks me, I change levels, with my drive, I keep my head up. I try to avoid it by keeping my head up and not doing this. But let's say it does wrap it right now. Boom. All you have to know is instead of passing this way, if he wraps my neck, just go the other way. By passing the other direction, you put yourself on the safe side and you neutralize it. So it's not so much how do you shoot the double leg and not get guillotined, it's how do you shoot the double leg so that and when you get guillotined, know how to respond by moving to what we call the safe side and avoid the dangerous choke that could happen if you don't know which way to go.
So when your neck gets wrapped, the safe side is the side opposite of your head.
So it's actually the opposite of what we did today. If you shoot in, your neck gets wrapped, just run the other way instead of the near side that you were looking towards.
And that usually happens when the person who's being taken down is of the mindset of wrapping necks. If they're of the mindset of stopping you to punch you, it doesn't usually mix and they don't wrap a neck from my
They don't
experience.
suddenly wrap the neck, yeah. If they're wrapping the neck, it's because that's what they wanted from the get-go.
We personally are not here to knock people out, so if you double leg us, we're wrapping all necks. So this is extremely important when you come visit us in a few months.
Last question?
From Tal.
Tal, talk to us. Where are you from, Tal, and how long have you been training for?
I'm from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada, and about 4 months.
With who?
Crystal Greenwood at Gracie, Saskatoon.
Awesome.
Very cool.
So just the question is, when you're doing the double leg takedown, once you've wrapped the legs and you're going down, should you try and take the inside leg with you or land inside of their guard and then try and pass the leg?
I see. Yeah, I think you're insinuating, if I'm clear, should you acceptingly dive into someone's guard, or should you, as you're passing, try to circle and already land inside control? Is that right?
As you're taking them down, do you take the leg with them, or do you might end up with a knee in the groin is kind of the idea.
Yeah, so yeah, the knee in the groin is not too much of a concern because I'm gonna split Hidon's legs. So when he shoots here and I change levels, I'm hitting his legs, I drive, I'm right here, look, boom.
When you say take the leg, means like do you hold it tighter, right? Do you take more control of it so that there's less chance of me crossing my feet? That's what I feel like you said.
Yeah.
He's saying yes.
Yes, and the answer is this. I don't preoccupy myself with passing his guard upon the takedown, Tal. That's just the bottom line. Achieving the takedown is such a remarkable accomplishment that in my mind, if I get him on his back and I'm on top and I put him from vertical to a horizontal, I'll throw a party, acai bowls for everyone. There's not this feeling of, it's not a good takedown if I didn't take him down and pass his guard in the same step. Doing that a little bit undermines the significance of the takedown because it's gonna be challenging. It's a very big accomplishment to get a vertical person and put them on their back. So I'm not like, oh, I don't wanna land in half guard. I don't wanna land in his closed guard. Forget all of that. If I take you down, if I pass the guard in the process, celebrate. If I don't pass the guard in the process, I'm gonna pass your guard after, but you're on your back and I'm gonna make it happen with the technique that we learned today. So there's not this high level of concern as to where you land. It's put him down at all costs, drive, 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 and once he's down, keep him down. Wherever you land, we'll deal with it after the fact depending on their skill level.
And there's a greater conversation around this. And when you leave, I'm gonna keep talking about this after class.
Oh my gosh, you know, gonna go bonus philosophy today for you guys. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's sit down all together, cross your legs, close your eyes, follow me through this one, you guys. Let's go together. Let's breathe in big through the nose, all the way to the top. Empty your lungs for the first time today, all the way to the bottom, all the way out. Go. Beautiful. So you walk up on an altercation, two people are arguing, and you just show up and you say, man, why are these people just arguing about craziness? You try to put the water on it, try to put the ice on it and say, hey guys, it's all good. Don't worry about it. Peace. No need to fight anybody. You guys just back up, leave them alone. I don't know what the deal is here, but I know you guys don't need to fight. And then the instigator turns towards you and says, who are you? And you say, I'm no one, man. I'm just here to help. And then he freaking swings on you. You change levels. You go for his legs. Double leg takedown. You take him down. And you're conscientious of the fact that it's concrete right there. So when you grab his legs, you don't drive with 1,000% conviction. You drive with 75, 80% to like almost control the descent of the subject. You grab their legs, you bind them, they lose their balance and fall safely. As they fall, they're trying to sit up and get up. It's shocking you how they're not falling into guard. They're literally trying to get off their feet and stand up. They hate the fact that they hit the ground. So you're putting pressure on their torso area with your shoulder. You're driving, and you're like, wow, big guy's trying to stand up. You keep driving, driving, driving on your toes. And then from your toes, his leg is uncrossed. You just shuffle around to the side you're facing, you land right there in side control, chest to chest. You get the underhook, you get the crossface, your chest is in, your head is low, he's bucking and twisting wildly, he's kind of reaching for your eyes. You modify your grip, you put your hand behind your head, you watch out for his arm, you keep the pressure, but there comes a moment after about 15 seconds of absolute chaos where you feel this person completely deplete, and now they're breathing, you can feel their breath, and their spirit is broken. And at that point, you talk to him, say, listen, man, like I said, I don't want to fight anybody. I don't want any trouble here. I just don't think you guys should fight right here on the side of the street. This is unnecessary. And it would be safer if both of you guys went home. Are we good? And he's breathing, thinking about it. The other guy's over there like, who the heck just showed up and took down my bully here? And you're just there holding. Okay, we're good. And then you get up cautiously, watching where his arms are, watching what his energy is. If his energy flares up, you jump back in, but it doesn't. You back up. And because he remains calm and cooperative, you actually give him a hand and you pull him up off the ground. Obviously making sure to grab his right hand to make sure that his strong punching hand is involved in the shaking of hands, so he can't punch you as easily with his strong hand. And how do you know he's right-handed? Because when you entered the argument, he was bladed in his stance. He was already standing with the right side of his back retracted. And if his right side is retracted, it means he was ready to land a right-handed punch. So you knew that, you used that on the way up, and then you'd separate yourself, make a nice little distance, and he kept his word, and off you guys went, everyone on their own way. Congratulations, you guys.
Perfect.
Beautiful. Thank you, Tracy. Excellent, you guys. So what's the moral of this story? Listen, a lot of people say, I don't need to learn jiu-jitsu because I don't pick any fights. I don't fight.
I'm a lover.
I'm a lover, not a fighter. What's wild is that the lovers are the ones doing jiu-jitsu, the true lovers. Because if you don't know jiu-jitsu and you get into a fight, you become a stereotypical fighter in high level of aggression because you don't know any other way except for what you see in the movies and on YouTube. So the true lover is the one who learns technique to have compassion and control without violence.
So I think about police officers, you know? Like I know so many police officers that are like amazing people. Hang out with my kids, my family, but so many people that I know have this idea of police officers being like just not the best people.
Aggressive, yeah.
And it's just interesting because jiu-jitsu attracts a type of person. And the police officers,
they're the ones that we're involved with.
Thousands of police officers that I've touched.
Yes.
And from the handshake to training jiu-jitsu, to lunch after training, to all of my experiences, to continued connection through social media or through text, just like my bros.
But what you're acknowledging is that jiu-jitsu attracts the
Yes.
best of them.
Yes.
Isn't that interesting?
It attracts the best of them and it enhances it. It makes them
So interesting.
even better.
It's almost like the police officers who need jiu-jitsu the most
are the ones that are least attracted to it.
Yeah, and the ones who don't need jiu-jitsu the most are the ones who are coming to it because they already have the compassionate and control spirit.
Because it speaks, it's
So
their
interesting.
language.
How do we get the officers who actually need it the most to learn it?
Act super mean and be like jerks. We act like jerks.
Us? Oh, attract jerks.
Do videos and
Oh,
act
be
like
aggressive.
jerks.
I see,
And
interesting.
then when they come in, then we change.
Interesting.
And then they're like, wait, what are you guys doing? You're not supposed to act like that.
All right, you guys. The philosophy today was lovers, not fighters, you guys. You guys are all lovers. That's why you're here. Let's congratulate this lover on his third stripe. Diego, where's our friend? What's up, Diego? Congratulations, bro. We got Diego here for his third Gracie Combatives stripe. Diego trains here at headquarters, and he's done a ton of classes here, almost like 10 or more classes in quarantine. So great job, champ. Thank you and congratulations. Great stuff. Awesome. Okay, you guys. Everybody else, Tracy's tracking your progress. We have your cards. We're printing cards and we're tracking every single class, and we're not going to send you a stripe in the mail. What these mean is that as you go through, if you reach a certain milestone in Gracie Combatives, on your white belt to the Gracie Combatives belt, if you reach a certain milestone, we'll acknowledge it, and then one day when you come back to class and you're in actual classes, then we'll have a chance to verify then that in fact the stripe is deserved and warranted, and you'll work towards your Gracie Combatives belt. If you guys have any questions, let us know. We have next week, we are gonna add some new classes in the morning. Monday morning, Gracie Combatives at noon. Monday noon, I should say. Friday at noon, Master Cycle. That's on top of Tuesday and Thursday, Master Cycle and Gracie Combatives. So there's 4 weeks, 4 days a week in the morning. And then we have the Saturday class as well, which we'd love to see you guys there as well. So if you're in Europe, we'll probably see you guys on Saturday. If you're in America or you're crazy Europeans who want to stay up at 3 a.m., we'll see you guys either tonight for Master Cycle and Fit Jitsu or tomorrow night for Gracie Combatives and Master Cycle. All right, you guys. Thank you guys for joining us. Awesome job. See you, Aki. See you, Zach. We'll see you guys next time.
10 more minutes right now,
Okay, I'm going to bounce right now, but Hito's going to stay here and take you guys to the deepest level. If you don't want to stay, or if you don't think you can handle it after all that class, we understand fully.
No problem.